Hey guys, Dan here from Daniel Norris Effects, and today I'm not going to be giving you a review so much because I've been swamped burning DVDs and trying to get a DVD burner to work in my computer, so I haven't had time to write one. So instead, I decided to make this quick little video just so you guys aren't without one. And it is called Top 5 Things That Most Filmmakers Probably Don't Realise They Need, but actually in fact they would get a lot of use out of. Yeah. Let's just call it top 5 most useful things to have for a filmmaker. Okay, first, number 5. Now this is going to seem like I'm patronising those of you who are already pretty good filmmakers, but, you know, a lot of people tend to overlook this, I've noticed. Deadcat. I've noticed a lot of people who have shotgun mics tend to overlook buying one of these, and I'd say that's a definite no-no, because if you're going to use a shotgun mic, even if you're not a sound tech, you never know when you might end up, when you're shooting outside, when you might encounter horrible wind noise, or especially if like me, you like recording convention videos. These come in especially handy because even though those places are horribly boiling, you know, hot when you're in there, they do tend to have air conditioning on, and you'd be surprised how much wind is inside one of those places. Deadcat, definitely very useful, and you should get one. Number 4, a battery grip. A lot of people tend to get these to make their smaller camera look more impressive. I did. These are exceptionally useful, and there's 2 reasons why they are. Reason number 1 is the obvious one, the extended battery life. If you're doing a live show where you have to capture every single bit of something, like a sports event or anything like that, these are really good because they will allow you to take extended periods of video without having to switch out batteries every now and again. And reason number 2 will actually assists in reason number 1. It takes the loading dock for your battery away from being underneath your camera. The amount of times I've not had this and I've had to remove my camera from the tripod, from the quick release plate, in order to put a new battery in is unbelievable. This tripod underneath and the door is right here. This makes it easier and quicker to switch out batteries, this does. So a lot of people probably realise that, you know, who've used it, but it's one of those things where I often forget about it, I do. But yeah, to me that is a really good reason to get one of these, just for the quick loadouts like that. Number 3, LCD viewfinder. You know, I think I've already done a video on one of these, but yeah, on a really bright day when you're outside, it's almost impossible to see a screen. Just get one of these. The amount of times I have misjudged the exposure, even with a histogram on the screen, you know, it makes me wish I carry this around more often, and I should, but I've run out of room in my bag for this thing. So yeah, so definitely get one of these. You know, I can't really say, there's not really much point in me saying why you need to get one of these. It speaks for itself, you know. You can save yourself a lot of grief with one of these. So yeah, number 3, get one of these. They're really cheap. I think they're around like £10–15, even less than that probably. But yeah, get one of these. Okay, now we're on to number 2. This is the one that actually inspired this video, you know, for me to do it. I've wanted to do this video for a while, but this is the thing that inspired me to do it now. And this is the one that I always tell everyone, you must get it. Oh, sorry, I forgot. It's not one, it's 2 things, really. First of all, a magic arm, or I'm not really sure what the name of these is. I think it's a swivel clamp or something, I don't know, but yeah, magic arm. This is a must-get piece of equipment for any filmmaker. They come in, you know, many different sizes. They are literally just 2 1/4-20s either side of 2 little arm bits. You loosen this little bit here, and every piece of them becomes, you know, you literally orient it any which way you want. And once you've oriented it to the way you want it, you just tighten that. You can tighten the dial and it becomes rock solid. I even find myself using this in everyday things. Like, I use this to mount my tablet to my desk whenever I'm doing like college work and I want to have something like, I don't know, Facebook or just notes open beside me. Yeah, I just use this. And now part 2 of number 2 is these things. I don't really know what these are called apart from 1/4-20 extensions, I think, or well, this one's a hotshoe hot shoe accessory rail, I think it's called. This one I'm not sure what it's called, but yeah, literally all these eyes, you have one, this one can mount on a hot shoe adapter, and then you've got 2 1/4-20s here, or a rail here, so you can mount more hot shoe stuff. This I often use to mount my recorder and my shotgun mic on top of my camera when I want to do a run and gun sort of rig type of thing, which actually, you can see me using both of these, I think, in my ultimate DIY run and gun DSLR video shooter video. I think it's called that. This one, I normally use this to mount an extra handle to the side of my camera. You know, I mount up the camera under there, I put a little hand grip here, and I've got two handles there. So yeah, these really cheap online, you can find them everywhere. I think just call them like hot shoe extensions or hot shoe rails or something, I don't know. These collection of things, really useful for anyone doing video work. You know, you will use them all the time, I guarantee it. And now for number 1, the number 1 most useful thing, and I've only recently realised how useful this one is after doing my 10-minute documentary for college. All of us who want to do, you know, video work, all want to get a nice beefy fluid head tripod at some point or another. You know, so this is mine. This is a Koenig, Koenig KN tripod. It's pretty cheap as far as big fluid heads, I guess, go, but it does the job, and it's got a bit of weight to it, especially when you're walking around town with it. But the one thing that a lot of people tend to overlook is that, you know, if you're doing video work through town, you don't really need to carry a lot of gear, but then that's your only tripod. It's usually not the best thing to walk around with, which is why now I always recommend get yourself a mini fluid head tripod. This one I had given to me by the kindest people who I interviewed for my documentary, and yeah, they did like photography work. They've done photography work years back, and they give me this, the 20-year-old Velben mini fluid head. And well, I don't know if it's a fluid head or if it's just like a rubber drag head, but it does really smooth things like that, and it's light. It is literally light as hell. That is my number 1. Get yourself a nice light tripod. It doesn't even have to be a fluid head, but the fluid head helps. Get yourself a lightweight tripod for walking around with. I cannot stress this enough. This thing saved me a lot of grief and a lot of effort during my documentary. When I needed to just quickly pop downtown and get pickup shots, I literally just threw this in a bag, put my camera on top, and walked downtown with this in a carry bag. That is my top 5 most useful bits of gear that I will always recommend people get. Next week I will be coming out with a proper lens review, or a proper review of whatever again. I'm Dan from Daniel Norris Effects, and I shall see you in the next video.